The Minstrel's Ballad, Hydaelyn's Call is one of the first extreme trials added to the Endwalker expansion. Hero's Radiance, Majos' Radiance, and Halo are all raid-wide AoEs that are cast periodically throughout the fight. Shining Saber targets a random player with a split damage AoE. We stack the entire raid behind the boss to share this damage. When Hydaelyn casts Crystallize throughout the fight, she will imbue herself with one of three elements. Water targets both healers with split damage AoEs that inflict water resistance down 2. We split the raid into light parties to share these on either side of the boss. Ice will target all players with small circle AoEs that must be spread, similar to Junction Shiva and E12S. Earth is another randomly targeted split damage AoE. We once again stack behind the boss to share this damage. Whichever element the boss imbues with, before that element resolves, she will change weapons and attack as she did in the normal encounter. This is telegraphed by the aura that appears around her. Green is a point-blank circle AoE. Red is a donut with a safe spot in her hitbox. And blue is a cross AoE with safe spots in the intercardinals relative to the boss. This weapon mechanic will always resolve first, followed by the element that was previously imbued. Hydaelyn will frequently follow mechanics with Aureole and Lateral Aureole. Aureole has narrow conal safe spots on the boss's flanks, while Lateral Aureole has narrow conal safe spots on the boss's front and back. Mousa's Scorn is a shared tank buster. This can be resolved by stacking the two tanks with normal cooldowns, or can be soloed with an invulnerability cooldown. When Hydaelyn becomes untargetable, the add phase will begin. 6 crystals of light will appear around the arena, and after a short delay, 3 of the adjacent crystals will begin to glow. 2 Echo of Hydaelyn adds will also spawn and tether to nearby crystals, reducing their damage taken. Tanks should pick up the adds and pull them opposite the glowing crystals, while the rest of the party kills the glowing crystals, working their way clockwise around the arena. After the 3 glowing crystals are destroyed, Hydaelyn's conviction bar will slow down its enrage cast, and as each crystal dies, the echoes will also take massive damage. The party and tanks should continue rotating until all 6 crystals have been destroyed before finishing off the echoes and converging to mitigate Hydaelyn's ultimate. After a Halo raid-wide, Hydaelyn will introduce Lightwave. This first iteration of Lightwave summons giant waves on the edge of the arena, as well as crystals around the inside of the arena. After a delay, the waves begin slowly moving forward, and as they pass over crystals, unleash a high damage AoE that must be line of sighted with a crystal to be avoided. I'm going to break down solving this mechanic step by step. Start by facing the 3 northern crystals and move to the one that doesn't have a wave behind it. Use this crystal to line of sight the northernmost crystal. After the first flash, adjust slightly to line of sight the remaining north crystal. After this second line of sight, we immediately have the DPS and tank start running to the 2 crystals we just LOS'd, with the DPS going to the closer and the tanks to the farther crystal. The healers stay in place at our original crystal. While we were moving, Hydaelyn has been casting Infralateral Arc, a cleave that chooses a random player of each role to strike, inflicting magic vulnerability up, making overlap lethal. Which role goes to which crystal is up to your group. The important thing is that they separate. As the cleaves are resolving, one of the light waves is passing through the final south crystal, which we are already in position to line of sight. I hope you enjoyed that, because now we're immediately going into Lightwaves II. More crystals and waves will appear, and Hydaelyn will teleport mid before casting Hero's Glory, a 180-degree cleave on the south half of the arena. The waves will begin moving forward, one ahead of the other. After Hero's Glory resolves, we will run through to the middle crystal and use this to line of sight the first wave. We then adjust slightly to line of sight the second wave. After the second line of sight, we move diagonally through the crystal to line of sight the first wave again, which is passing through its second crystal. We then make another slight movement to line of sight the second wave again, which is moving through its second crystal. Finally, Hydaelyn will cast Hero's Glory once again, cleaving most of the arena, as a third wave nears the central crystal. Move to the crystal behind Hydaelyn to line of sight this 5th and final light wave impact. To quickly rehash, we dodge Hero's Glory behind Hydaelyn. Use the center crystal to line of sight 4 waves. Then move behind Hydaelyn to dodge another Hero's Glory and use the crystal behind her to line of sight the 5th and final Lightwave. Hero's Sundering is a 90-degree cleaving tank buster on the main tank. When Hydaelyn casts Parhelion, she will throw out chakrams to the arena edge in 3 batches before imbuing herself with water. After a delay, Hydaelyn casts Subparhelion, and the chakrams will shoot back through the center of the arena to the other side in a bowtie-shaped AoE in the order they were thrown out. At the same time, the imbued water will resolve. We handled this mechanic by having both light parties stack opposite the 3rd set of chakrams, with 1 stack by the boss and 1 stack by the arena edge. After the first chakrams and water stacks resolve, we rotate into the space the first chakram struck, in order to avoid the final set. A better way to handle this might be to have 1 light party on either side of the boss in the 3rd chakram's path, allowing both tanks to get uptime, before rotating into the first chakram zone after they resolve. One of my co-raiders has also suggested doing a 5-3 split for the 1-side stacks with extra mitigation, which also seems like a reasonable option for uptime. After imbuing herself with ice, Hydaelyn's Parhelic Circle will cause an orb to appear in the middle of the arena, and green lines to appear on the floor. After a delay, orbs shoot out to each of the ends of the lines and blow up in a circle AoE. Immediately after dodging the orb explosions, be prepared to spread to resolve the ice. Hydaelyn's final variation of light waves is probably the easiest. We start by finding the 2 light waves that are closest to each other and stand on the opposite arena edge. Hydaelyn will cast Echoes as the waves pass by. Echoes is a shared stack AoE that hits 5 times in succession. This is followed by a shared buster on the tanks, and circle AoEs on the rest of the party. We have the tanks remain on the arena edge to share the buster while the rest of the party spreads out towards mid, being cautious not to walk into the waves. After the stacks and spreads resolve, we all stack center, while the second set of waves finish cruising along the arena's edge. Hydaelyn will throw out more elemental imbues and repeat the last set of light waves again, but there is nothing new to be seen before Enrage, and as this is one of the first extremes of the expansion, the DPS check is especially lenient.